When I talk about equity, I use a marathon. What's the distance of a marathon? I heard you said too far. 26 point what? 26.2 miles. You're correct, man. It's 26.2 miles for everyone who starts on the starting line. If we're going to be fair, we're going to have to really understand that not everybody's starting at the starting line. And not everybody's running backpack free. What if this is my first time running? Or translated, my first time being in school? Where I started, I didn't even hear the gun go off. People in my neighborhood, they just started running. When they run, you run. You don't ask questions. You're going to have students start where I started. You're going to have students start a few inches from the finish line because they have all the stakes and supports in place. And you have to be prepared for it. What does that mean? Differentiation. No, what it means is being prepared for all student learners. Every student is a study of one. What do I mean? I can give you all the research. Only matters in graduate school. You've got to give me statistical significance to graduate. But once you get out there, every student is a study of one. That's what makes it so challenging. Getting to know every student. Knowing their story. What do you think? That's what makes parenting so challenging. Whenever I do parent engagement, I tell parents the truth about parenting. Good parenting is inconvenient. Did you hear that? No, I'm not somebody who researches it only. I live it. I took my 15-year-old's phone a while back and forgot I took it. Called him up to check on him, and my backpack was ringing. Good parenting is inconvenient. I got to think of more creative ways to get his attention and things of that nature. What's the first F? What's the second F? Every student, every day. Think about that marathon when you think about equity. Now, let me give you a definition of equity in the context of the marathon. Equity would mean that you're going to provide every student in that race whatever it is that that individual student needs to be successful in that race, to complete it. So for me, people had an advantage because I didn't have any shoes. For others, it might have been something else. What if they were hungry that day and didn't have any energy? What if there was another disability that you knew nothing about? Well, maybe it was one that you knew. What if it didn't see well? What if they could only walk assisted? They're all in the race. And you don't give every student the same thing. That's not equitable. Nor is it the operational definition of equity. First F, second F. Why do I keep asking? Because we learn best through repetition. That's research. Please don't be the educator that says, Johnny, I already said that. Don't make me say it again. It would mean you don't know best practices. And as I tell my students, if there's something called best practices, there's also something called malpractice. Real talk? Whatever you do, remember to have fun. Remember to be fair. The third F is one that sometimes when we're unsure, we drop it. The third F is being firm. In a social, emotional learning environment where we become accepting of most things, we explain things away on behalf of students. I was with some students recently, and it was a young black and brown male group. I think they called them Men of Distinction at this high school. And a few of the young men came in with do-rags on. You might know what a do-rag is? Exactly. And I asked them about it, And he tried something on me that worked on his teachers. He kind of came from this like religious standpoint. I'm like, no, the do-rag in public is a don't rag. My kids wear them too. I used to wear them before my hair grew out. And I let him know. What did I let him know? I gave him a quick lesson on implicit bias. I told him that in America, people are going to judge you based on how you speak and how you present. And they were like, oh, Dr. Brown, that's unfair. Guess what my granddaddy said? Life's unfair, but it's good. But that's what people do. They judge you based on how you speak and how you present. And they do that within a few seconds. So if I were going to teach these young men about success, not just about content, but life success, I had to mention it. And I told them the truth. I said, when someone walks into McDonald's for an interview, and if you dress like I used to dress back in the day, I did it because I was grieving, and I wanted to push people away. In fact, I wanted people to be afraid. My brother was murdered, so I was scared to death, but I was trying to fool you that I was tough. You walk into the bank for your first business loan dressed like that, what does implicit bias do? You deny it on the spot. Where everybody in the bank takes one look at you and go, ah! That's real talk. What we're having now is a courageous conversation that most people only talk about at the dinner table. That's real. And if you're not telling students, then guess what? When they find it out, they think we're hypocrites. A couple times a year, I donate my time to prisons. Do you know what I did for over 30 years from talking to inmates that have been in, sometimes lifers? You know what they tell me? I wish somebody was real with me. That's what they say. They don't say, I wish I learned math more. I wish you had taken time with geometry. They say, I wish somebody was real with me. Tell them the truth. But to tell someone the truth, you have to have a connection or relationship to do so. I tell them the truth. And those young men, they removed it. And they were in a school where people were accepting it. The adults were like, I don't know if it's cultural. When you don't know, ask somebody. Ask them one. Yeah, guess what? We should be able to wear whatever we want to wear whenever we want to in a perfect world. But because I live in this world and I want all students to have success in this world, I tell them the truth about this world. It may be unfair, but it's also good. So the third F, being firm. Every student needs and deserves consistency, structure, limits, and boundaries. Did you hear that? Consistency, structure, limits, and boundaries. Please don't leave here and go tell them I said it like that. Tell them, say it like my mother said it. My mother said, Burger King may have great burgers, but you...